Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to It Should Be About Something. That's Michael Smulik.
And that's Jim Libby, and today is the 17th of December, 2020. This is probably the last time that we're going to do Isbaz in this year.
Wait a second.
Because next week is Christmas, and the week after that is New Year's.
What are we going to do?
So maybe we'll give you a really special New Year's bleep, but it's going to be a bleep on your screen and no more than that.
Yeah. All right. We'll figure that out. We'll let you all know how that's going to play out in time. Not like we let you all know what was happening tonight.
Yeah, well, we said the show was going to start at 21:52, and that's exactly what it did.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And we were so much on the dot. It's incredible. It's like we were made of ones and zeros tonight. And when we said this show was going to, and the show before this was going to start at 8, and it started at 8:15, who would have known? That's exactly what I predicted.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I predicted when I was in the U-Bahn on the way here.
Yeah. There was a lot of I told you so's that were coming my way from Michael. Oh, how are you all tonight? Man, it's been crazy. It's just been 1 week, but it feels like a long time.
It feels like a lifetime since the last Isbaz we did, which, by the way, was the best one ever.
It was.
I forgot to tell you, that was the last Isbaz we did here was the best one we've ever done.
That is the funniest because I was thinking that on the way home. I was like, that was really one of the best It Should Be About Something ever.
It was the best.
It was the best
one.
It was
like the pinnacle of what we've done so far. And it wasn't just the booze speaking.
That's true.
Right?
Although the booze was speaking.
Yeah.
So tonight, you might see some folks running around in the background. That's because we are coming to you live from the Theater Drachengasse. The Theater Drachengasse has been Michael and my home away from home for far too long. Really, a long time.
Well, it's home away from home, so it's okay, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, it's been a long time. It's a wonderful place. And
are you talking about this production? Oh, yes. You're talking about this. This production feels like we've been locked in this hellhole, this black place that has no daylight for aeons. This is the never-ending show. Yeah. It's ones and zeros. As long as you just look out into the galaxy, it's ones and zeros as far as you can see. Yeah. Michael's he's going a little crazy.
In any case, a big thank you to the Theater Drachengasse. Thank you so much. It's great that we can be here. And a big thank you to Michi and to Matthias, who are running the show tonight. They've been running Ready, Steady, Snow.
These guys are so awesome, they give themselves their own slow clap.
Yeah.
That's how awesome these guys are.
Yeah. They don't need it, but they do it because they like it. No, a huge thank you to you two. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
They're so good, I'm going to do it.
You do the slow clap for them, man.
Out of time, slow clap is the best. Yeah, that's when you really mean it.
Yeah. So Verena is here, Pavlov's dog is here, and Christina is here.
All the usual culprits.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you, ladies. Hello. I hope everyone is well. So tonight, we did have a crazy bit of stuff happening. It was just one of those nights where it all kind of went crazy, but cool heads prevailed. Michi was the coolest of the heads.
There was no shouting.
It was all super smooth and easy. And
it wasn't super smooth and easy. There was little drops left my body from several orifices. We're not going to go into details. It wasn't super easy. I was on the edge.
You were on the edge?
I was really on the edge. I was this close to, but nothing happened. And it all went really well.
Yeah.
It's like, it was a big zero. There were no ones. It was just a very small, tight little zero. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shit blew up because, and I'll tell you why, because the internet is full of shit. Don't trust the internet. It will let you down. It's full of shit, and at some point in time, that's going to blow up in your face, all that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what happened tonight.
Well, in any case, the
great
shit
save.
that blew up.
It's a great, in any case.
Best
save ever.
Whatever the fuck you were talking about. Apropos, whatever the fuck you were talking about. Romania is here in the house. Excellent.
We have Romanian friends who are like James Bond.
Yeah. They work for the company.
they work for the company, and they're always online.
Yeah. Michael, we've got a show. It's called It Should Be About Something, and normally it comes to you in 3 parts. Tonight, it's all flying by the seat of our pants. Luckily, we've got some folks here to help us out with that. So we're going to have a bit of a surprise guest, and maybe guests later. But you wanted to talk about something. You had something you wanted to get off your chest.
Well, since we're not going to be around next week, I wanted to talk to you about Christmas.
Okay.
Or Xmas.
Well, hold on a second.
Or,
hold on a
you know,
second. Hold on a second.
Is it actually a
Come
thing?
here for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jacob Bannigan. You might remember him from last week.
Yeah.
We might
Do you
talk
remember?
to him.
I don't remember that, no.
Yeah. We might talk to him later.
Okay.
That was Oscar. Hey, everybody, this is Oscar.
This is Oscar. He plays the guitar.
Yep. Oscar, that was your last show tonight, right?
Yes, it was.
Great job, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oscar is upgedreht.
Slow clap. No, he gets a normal clap.
He gets a normal
he's
clap.
not awesome enough
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a slow
yeah.
clap.
I mean, he's awesome, but he's not so clap
Awesome enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Christmas. We want to talk about Christmas.
Yeah, because I think it's a time where Christmas means different things to different people.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. Does it still mean the same thing to you as it did when you were a kid?
Huh. Well, if by meaning you mean my experience of it, then no. But I guess what it means hasn't changed. You know, the fact that you get to hang out with friends and family, that there's a specific
Except this year.
time where everybody, you know, takes some time off. You know, when I was a kid growing up in the States, I had never heard of the term between the years. Zwischen den Jahren.
Because it doesn't exist in English.
It doesn't exist in English. It actually didn't really, for me, exist in Österreichisch. I think it was
I
very
think it's a German term. It's like having pipi in your eye.
Yeah.
It's a
And
very
so
German term, yeah.
The German term, zwischen den Jahren, it describes perfectly this time, my experience.
It's that limbo.
That time between Christmas and New Year's where everybody just wants to stay home. Nobody really wants to answer the phone. It's ostensibly work a day.
It's sofa time.
You know, but it is so not that. And any time somebody cancels something, it's a win. I mean, that's a win any time of the year. But zwischen den Jahren, it's especially that. And so I really love that. And that was something that didn't exist for me. Has Christmas changed for me over the years? Sure. Absolutely.
Was it ever a Christian thing for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was
Were
brought
you-
up...
Were you Christians?
Yeah, we've talked about that. I was brought up Catholic. And so Christmas definitely
So you
had...
went to Mass and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, that.
Oh, I was really big into it. I was big. I was like in the youth group.
Oh.
And then on
Oh,
the...
this is news for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we've talked about this. But in any case, yeah, when I was confirmed, so the Firmung...
Okay, this is definitely news for me.
Really?
You were
Okay.
confirmed. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
My God.
And it was on that day where, you know, when you're confirmed in the Catholic Church, you're an adult in the Catholic Church, you can make your own decisions. And it was on that day that I told everyone in front of the bishop and my grandmother and the whole thing that I was leaving the church because there were just too many questions that were left unanswered. And it was, I'd had too many weird experiences. I think I even talked about one about this friend of mine, you know, when she got into this weird fervor at a go-away camp. Yeah. That was in that time.
We were talking about the unknown or the metaphysical or something like that.
Yeah. So in any case, so for me, when I was a kid, yeah, sure, absolutely. It was, you know, Jesus' birthday, whatever.
Yeah.
And going to Christmas Mass was really great. And, you know, there's a story in my family when I was a kid that we were in Philadelphia, I guess, and at some famous, like, Kaufhaus, you know, like a department store, and they had these dancing fountains. And apparently, as a kid, I had absorbed. When I was a kid, I had a weird brain. I would absorb information and then
This
just
hasn't changed.
spout it out. And
He's full of factoids.
that's true.
It's
And
impossible to be with this man for longer than 10 minutes without him spewing stuff at you, like a dancing fountain of knowledge.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a dancing fountain of knowledge. Yeah, and apparently I go forward and I start quoting the Bible.
Oh God!
Like talking about when the Christmas.
Were you
star
in the
and
water? Were you in
No,
the?
but standing there declaiming.
What I mean.
I don't know. Yeah,
What
Christmas time was always a
you
good
dip
time.
people in the water. That's
Baptizing?
Baptizing them. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
I
But
went to a
Chris-
baptism once
Yeah.
of a kind of Christian sect, and they had this rubber swimming pool.
Yeah.
And they got in the rubber swimming pool, like everybody was in the rubber swimming pool up
Right.
to here, and then they'd
Right.
dip people in
Yeah.
the whole full thing, which is not just
Yeah.
a little bit of water on your scalp.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys are weird too.
I got christened really late.
You got christened?
I got christened, yeah.
To get married?
Church of England. No,
No.
well, not that late. Church of England, but I was 4.5 or 5 at the time. 'Cause my parents waited till my brother was around as well, and he's 3 years younger than me, so it was we'll just do them both at the same time. So it was actually my brother's christening, and they got me,
Yeah.
it's a 2 for the price
Two
of 1.
for one deal. Right down at the
And my memory
Church
of
of
this
England.
is,
Come on down. We'll baptize 2 for 1.
It was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
The
You
priest,
remember it?
I remember it. Yeah. It was a horrible experience. The priest was a horrible Irishman, and I think I remember him not smelling good, and I cried, and I remember my hands were on the basin.
Right.
And they were trying to hold me over the
And
basin.
you're like
no,
resisting.
I'm resisting.
Get that devil demon water away from me. I hear you. I hear you.
I've stopped calling it Christmas. I've started calling it Xmas instead.
Xmas.
Because that's not like...
It's your own personal war on
It can be
Christmas.
anything.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, there was things when I was young that I loved about it. One of my favorite things was always getting the Christmas tree, because, I grew up in the country, and we would go out into the woods and cut down the trees.
Yeah.
But the tops, we'd climb up with the, bow saw and stuff. But there was one year where I had been in a car accident. I had turned my car into a submarine. I hit some black ice, spun out, landed in
Was it the VW?
water. No, it wasn't a VW. It was a it was
old
a
police
Plymouth
car.
Volare, exactly, the Plymouth Volare. And this car had gotten. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, let's not get into
But
that.
at the end of it, what happened was I ended up taking it weeks later, and this is just before Christmas. And in my family, we would always get our tree on the 24th and put it up on the 24th. And in America, that was actually kind of late. In America, usually folks would put up their trees, at least at the beginning of December, if not right after Thanksgiving, if not like
with the lights on the
stores
roof.
would. Yeah. They would go for it. But in our family, we always put it up on the 24th, and we would leave it up until the 6th because of the 12 days of Christmas and Catholics,
I
whatever.
think the latest I've ever left a tree up was March.
Oh, well, my mom left it up until May. I mean, she loved that shit. But in any case, what I want to talk about is
The
that
cats like to play with it.
I got one of my favorite trees was one that I didn't cut down, but I ended up having to sell this car for parts, and it was terrible. I just got a terrible deal. It was $25, which I
The
then-
whole car?
for the whole thing. Oh God,
Pretty good. I sold a car for 30 euros a couple of years ago
Yeah,
after a crash.
yeah. It was on Christmas, but I ended up using the money to buy my mom this Christmas tree, and getting the tree, that was always a big. That's always a big part of Christmas for me. That ritual.
I used to like that a lot. My dad was a round tabler, and they'd sell Christmas trees for charity. And that means we'd all go and chop down trees in a forest for a whole weekend and come back with these 3 or 4 trucks of Christmas trees.
Oh, right.
So that was a great adventure as a kid. I think the first time I went, I was 12, and the oldest I was maybe 15, 16. It was great because on the whole weekend is just men and boys.
Right.
No women, so it's meat, and booze and cigarettes. It's a whole weekend of that.
Did you bang drums?
Completely hungover.
Right.
Completely smashed the whole weekend in the forest. Chucking down cheese and then on the track, and then chucking down more cheese and then on the track, and then great times. great times. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole religion thing about Christmas.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
I just
that
can't
hasn't
get
been
with
a
that.
thing for me.
It just doesn't do it.
I mean, I like that in Austria, Advent is such a thing. I think it's kind of nice that people have these rituals. And we've talked about this before. The religion I don't care about, but I like the magic of the ritual.
Yeah.
And so lighting a candle,
Sure.
another one every Sunday, that's nice. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to have a religious aspect. It's just fine.
I think, and that's why I've this year I've kind of consciously started doing it. Is calling it Xmas instead
Right.
of calling it Christmas. Right? It's just this holiday that we have.
Yeah.
Right. It actually is an old pagan holiday in any case.
Yeah.
Right. As we learned
Pagan?
from today's musical, it's not a Christmas holiday. It's a pagan holiday. So we should, it doesn't have to be called Christmas. Actually, it's called Weihnacht.
Well,
In
interestingly
German,
enough,
which has nothing to do with Christnacht. Well, sometimes they call it Christnacht, but it's actually called Weihnacht. So yeah, there's like things you can bastel your own Christmas.
yeah, sure.
thing,
I actually did that then as a teenager. After I left the Catholic Church, I did I did years of studying other religions and philosophies, and
They're all bullshit.
and just
They're all
doing that
bullshit.
comparison.
Yeah.
And I started, and for me to be able to cut myself off from that, I told my family I wasn't celebrating Christmas anymore, but
Yeah.
I would celebrate the solstice. And to my mom's credit, she let me do that. And so on the 21st, we
You know
would do
why?
stuff. Yeah,
Because Donna has got her head screwed on the right way around.
this is true. Truer words were never said. Donna, you got your head screwed on right. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, and so that was just defining your own happy holiday.
Happy holidays. Yeah. Merry Xmas. So, Kathy, do you want to come sit with us?
Sure.
Have a
Are we
drink.
going to put Kathy between two lovers?
Yeah, we're just going to
All
put
right.
Kathy between two lovers.
What we need is
I'm
some.
going to get a chair.
Oh, that's great. It's fancy.
God, it's live music.
Hey,
This
guys.
is. I think this is the best Isbaz ever because we have
Take
live
a solo,
music.
Jacob. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just do that for the camera. We're going to have a little intermission music.
Incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
How are we going to top this next year?
Oh, I
Like
don't know.
2021.
Hello, ladies and
Dancing
gentlemen, and
girl.
welcome to a very special part of It Should Be About Something. It Should Be About Something presents Between Two Lovers. Tonight, our very special guest, Kathy Tanner. Kathy, welcome to Between Two Lovers.
Well, thank you so much.
Nice to have you here. We've
Yeah.
never had you between two lovers.
Ooh.
Well, I don't remember the last time we did.
I do. I want to go
Always
back
cheeky.
on something that you've been talking
Yes.
about because I think this is quite funny and possibly people won't know it about me anyway. But like you, I was brought up in the Church of Ireland, right? And I was very into religion. I was a Sunday school teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, I taught little children about the Bible and then got them to make pictures of it.
And you did that when you were a teenager.
Well, I started when I was about 12, maybe.
Right.
And both of my brothers did it with me,
Right.
taking care of the younger people, the middle people, the ones going on for confirmation.
Right.
and,
So, like doing catechism and stuff
the
like
whole
that.
thing, yeah.
Were
Well, I
you
was sort of-
still a believer at the time?
Oh, I was very into religion, very, for a long time. And it was funny. Coming to Austria, I gave it up.
Yeah.
Because they're all heathens here.
Yeah.
Even when they
come
call
on.
themselves
Come
believers.
on,
When
Yeah.
Kathy
heathens.
came here, Austria was like 74% Catholic.
96.
Yeah, and
Or
I was
90 yeah,
Protestant.
it was probably more.
Yeah, and coming to Austria, there were things that were happening in Austria that were not happening in Dublin. Like boys and girls living together and all of that.
So that's funny because
Yeah.
you always think of Catholics as being the repressed ones, but in Ireland,
they were in
Irish
Ireland,
were-
they
well,
were.
in Ireland they
Yeah.
were, but here,
Not.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah.
It is actually quite crazy because Austria was at that time extremely pedestrian, but
pedestrian.
backward, slow.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I'll allow
but
We
it.
used to say
but
the
it's-
footpath closed up at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That was it.
But
rolled up the
Ireland,
sidewalks.
The sidewalk. Yeah,
Rolling up the sidewalks is
we
how
call
we
it
said it.
footsteps.
Ireland was even worse.
Oh no, there was a lot of more fun going on in Ireland than there was in Austria at that
But
but they were worse. There was no,
I'm talking about how conservative they were.
right, there was no divorce. There was no pill. There was no condoms.
Yeah.
There was no living together without being married.
Incredible.
But
even the Protestants?
Oh, no.
The Protestants
we were only
weren't
5%. We were 5%, the Protestants and the Jews together.
Right.
Against 95.
Yeah.
But I have to say that in the Republic of Ireland, we were treated well.
Yeah.
There was none of the troubles that were going on in the north of
Sure.
Ireland going on in the south of Ireland. We were treated well and well looked after, and there was a mixture
You
between...
just couldn't fuck anybody. There was no sex.
Well, she never
Sex?
said
What's sex?
that.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yes.
It's a good thing you're between two lovers, because you're going to find out.
Oh,
Kathy,
oh, here we go.
we're between two lovers.
Yeah,
All right. I think we've come to the question.
yeah. Yep.
What is the question?
What is
Were
the
you
question?
a virgin when you came to Vienna?
No.
Whoa!
No, I want almost, but just not.
There's no
Not
almost.
quite.
I was almost still a virgin. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll back away from this for
All
a
right,
second.
all
We'll
right,
back away
all
from
right,
this for
all
a
right.
second. So, Kathy,
Yeah.
you love Christmas.
I do.
I know you do. This year, it's going to be a little weird. Have you made plans yet? Do you
I
know?
do.
Yeah.
Yep, I've
What's
got
going to
that.
happen?
I'm going on to my girlfriend's house for Christmas Eve.
That's nice.
There's just going to be the four of us.
So everything
So
Corona
you can be
conform.
heavy drinking. So
We can be heavy. As far as I know, we're going to have a cheese fondue.
yum.
Yum, yum. And on Christmas Day, my son and his girlfriend are coming on to me, and I'm cooking for the first time in my life a vegetarian Christmas.
Whoa. Very cool. What was the meal that your mom cooked every Christmas?
Turkey and stuffing and ham and celery and parsley sauce and Brussels sprouts and Christmas pudding.
Nice. And was that on the 25th, or did you have that on the 24th?
Oh, 25th. The 24th in Ireland was going out to the cinema with your father, watching a Walt Disney movie, coming home. Your mother was hectic, you didn't know why. And then you went to bed rather early, and they then wrapped up the presents and filled your stockings. And one thing, I have to tell you one thing.
Please.
I was 13,
Okay.
and my parents said to me, you know, there is no Santa.
They came right out
They
and
came
just
right
laid
out. I
it
was
on
13,
the line.
they on the line.
Had
So-
you had your...
No.
Thoughts about it?
No,
Was
what
this a
what I did was I wrote a letter to Santa
Okay.
saying, my parents told me a lie tonight. I know there is a Santa, and I am looking forward, like every year, to my stocking filled with goodies.
And did you give that letter to your mom to send to Santa?
Yeah. And funny, they disappeared all of a sudden out of the house. I don't know where they went. They got in the car and they drove somewhere. And I suppose they bought stuff from my stocking, because when I woke up the next morning, you know what I got?
What?
My first pair of stockings and a suspender belt.
Was it on your wish list?
No, it wasn't.
My
Oh, they
goodness.
wanted you to grow up finally.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the end of Santa.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
by the next year, 14,
No.
you'd already
She wasn't
gone
even
through
home
it.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, yeah. And I made stockings for my parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah. I got my mother a fan club membership for Engelbert Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Can we all say that together
Yes,
at home?
please, and touch the screen while you do
Engelbert
it.
Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Again.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
What I love about Engelbert Humperdinck is not only how many syllables and how yummy it is in your mouth, it's a made-up name. They decided
Yes,
that he should be called
Yeah.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
that's right. It's the same people who decided to call that character in James Bond Pussy Galore.
But Engelbert Humperdinck was a composer in the 17th century.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was. They
There
copied
was-
his name.
That's right. And the guy, what was Engelbert
17th or
Humperdinck's
18th?
original name? It was something very simple. That's right, Dorsey. That's right.
George Dorsey.
George Dorsey.
Arnold Dorsey.
Arnold.
Arnold, you animal!
So they went from Arnold Dorsey to Engelbert Humperdinck. Love it.
I have heard the name several times, but I could not tell you a song of his or...
Well, we've got
Oh,
our
I
fact
could.
checker.
What's
Oh,
the
I
tune?
could. Keep the Last Waltz for Me.
The last waltz.
That was one of them. And there was a second one.
release me. Let
Oh, please release me, let me go. Yeah.
Yeah, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yeah.
But he does that in an Elvis-type voice. Please release me.
No, Elvis does it in an Elvis type
Oh,
voice.
you mean
Engelbert
Elvis covered
Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
No, please release
I'm going to touch
me.
the screen every time I say Engelbert Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Engelbert Humperdinck.
The original
Yes.
Engelbert Humperdinck was most famous for the opera Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, okay, I didn't
That's
know
right.
that.
The
Yeah.
original
I've seen that.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
In Vienna.
Okay.
But the
Volkstheater.
other Engelbert
Volkshofer.
Humperdinck,
Volkshofer.
what were his three biggest songs?
Release me, The Last Waltz, After the Lovin',
Oh, yeah.
After the Lovin'.
After the Living.
This
Yeah.
Moment in Time. Those are the first ones that come up.
I don't know.
Okay. Engelbert Humperdinck.
A Man Without Love.
And you got that for your mom.
I did.
I think that is the sweetest.
I wrote away to the site for the fan thing, and I had to fill out what was known as a post-ordal at the time. That was the way you transferred
postal
money.
order, yeah.
Postal order, yeah. That was the way you transferred money. You went
Right.
to the post office, you paid them a certain amount of money, and they sent it to wherever it is you wanted it to be sent to.
You got a piece. I remember using those as well. You paid them.
Yes.
The amount you wanted. Then they gave you a postal order for 19 rand and 36 cents,
Okay.
and you put that in the envelope, and you sent that
That's
to
right.
whoever, and
That-
they kind of cash that at the
They
post
cashed it
office
in.
like a check.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Cool.
Postal
Yeah.
orders.
Now that just tells you how old I am.
And me.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
Kathy.
not quite as old as she is.
not
but
quite.
You're between two lovers.
I am indeed.
When was the first time that you consciously knew, you knew in your brain, I am in love with that person? When was it? Who was it?
That has to have been Ian.
That was the first time
Yeah.
that you knew in your brain, I am in love with
The
somebody.
others were.
How old were you then?
I was 16.
Yeah.
The others were just people to go to the dance with, people to go to a party with. I wasn't ever in love. I just felt good about maybe having a accompaniment, going to a party or a dance. But the first love was Ian,
Right.
definitely.
Cool. Okay.
Okay?
Backing off of that again, Between Two Lovers, a special part of It Should Be About Something. We're here with Kathy Tanner. Kathy Tanner, you're lovely. Kathy Tanner told us.
Great save. Best save ever.
Yeah.
You better give me a slug of Irish
want a
whiskey
slick?
on top of that.
I'm not
wanna
sure
slip-
if I like Michael's
so drunk,
comments
you're
on
speaking
me
Afrikaans.
drowning
I know.
or him standing on the side
Just
watching
a
me
moment.
saying, doing a great job drowning. Doing a great, not waving, drowning.
Sláinte.
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 Sláinte, Jim.
Want to know what the whole phrase is in Gaelic?
Yes, please go for it.
Sláinte go zéligat, bannach de véligat.
Sláinte gezelligheid balle gewillig.
Bannacht.
Ballacht.
Ban.
Ban.
Bannacht de véligat.
Bannacht
And
de
it
véligat.
means the health of the salmon and the long life of the mountain goat.
Damn, I like it.
Yeah, it's sort of nicer in Irish.
Okay.
No, I like
this
it
is
in
my,
English
this
too.
is
It's
my
fine.
question.
Health
now.
of the salmon and life of the mountain goat.
There you go.
For Mickey, can I get the side camera over here just for a second?
Sidebar.
I need a sidebar with the people at home. Hey guys, I'd love to find out what is your favorite Trinkspruch, so your favorite toast, And what should be our toast for this Christmas? Throw in on the chat, please, your favorite toast or what our toast for this Christmas should be. Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
Back to you guys.
Okay.
Have you heard about this movement on Facebook, social media, to do away with fireworks?
I haven't
New
heard
Year's,
about that.
And instead open the window and go,
Oh, I like that. I guess the fireworks sellers won't be too happy about that.
I think, can you imagine the catharsis?
Yeah, going
of
through the
worldwide-
world.
Yeah. Because everyone's...
watching it from a satellite.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
That was actually, okay, weirdly enough, that was one of my favorite things when I lived in Portland for New Year's. It happened this one year where we were on our way from one party to the next party. And we were trudging through the snowy banks of the west end of Portland, beautiful, all lit up, and it was gorgeous. But as we were going, had turned midnight. But the weirdest thing was every house had a different clock on, because you would hear like people inside the houses as we're running, you hear 3, 2, and then these people are like 10, 9, and then these guys are like, Happy New Year, and then there's fireworks and shit going off. And that's when I realized, okay, every house is in its own time zone. And ever since then, when I have a New Year's party, I always decide when midnight is
Yeah, they're very good.
because of that.
That's
Okay.
right. You're never wrong. Your show starts at 21:52 on the
On
dot.
the dot, because Uncle Mike called it.
Zeros and ones, people. Zeros and ones.
I fear that the chat is kind of, I'm not sure if it's something I've done wrong, but I don't know what's happening. But if can I get another sidebar just real quick? Hi, guys. Just a quick sidebar. If that question was too much for you, that's okay. Can somebody just say hello in the chat just to make sure it's still working? Because I can't tell anymore. Thanks. Back to you guys.
I do think.
Okay, I do think it's time for me to go. Leave you two boys to yourselves.
Yep.
You're doing a really good job. I love watching this. Cheers, cheers, Slanja.
Thanks for being on the show, Kathy.
Thank you, thank you.
It's
And
always
have a-
good to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Tanner.
Thank you. Good night.
Yay!
Yep.
Now, where are you going? Oi,
Get my glass.
sit down.
Are we bringing...
Piano player.
And in an Isbaz first, we're going to bring in Jacob Bannigan for a second time. He's going to play himself on.
Do da ba di do.
Yeah, so you can't say things are going to happen while people are in the room, because they're going to fuck it up.
They're going to
right?
fuck it up.
It's-
Thank you,
it's-
Kathy Tanner.
Yeah, Kathy
playing
Tanner,
on-
slow clap.
Playing Jacob on. Slow clap.
Thank you so much.
My glass is empty.
Even the techies slow clap for Kathy.
Sarcastically.
That's how good she is.
Their clap is sarcastic.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a very special two-part edition of
Whatever you
Between
wanna
Two
do.
Lovers on It Should Be About Something. We're on Between Two Lovers with Jacob Bannigan. Hello, Jacob Bannigan.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-doo.
Welcome back to Between Two Lovers.
It's
can't pour it.
Scatman Bannigan.
I can't pour it myself, though.
Feels like it's been almost a week since we saw you last.
Oh, in this exact position? Yes.
Yeah. So, Jacob,
Yes.
you have been working not only on this show, which we call Ready, Steady, Snow, but you've also been working with the lovely and talented Beatrix Brunchko from Theater Bahnhof on a new show called Syrian Junkies.
Series junkies in English.
In English.
Serious junkies.
Series
Junkies.
Yeah,
Serien
junkies.
Junkies
Serious junkies.
in German.
I'm going to call it serious junkies.
Can you tell us a little bit about Series Junkies and how it's been going?
How serious is it?
It's very serious. As a series.
I've seen the show. It really is. It's dramatic. Worth seeing. Check it out.
Yeah, what we do is we have a Zoom show because we can't have live shows, and Trixie and I have done different iterations of Series Junkies over the years, and this one for Zoom we get inspired by the living rooms of someone we see. We have an interview with someone, like we have all our audience members, and Lawrence is our host, and he chooses somebody. Then he has an interview with them, and they share their apartment with their
But
computer
he can
screen.
see them.
He can see them.
He can see their background first, so you can also choose like that's interesting looking background.
Yeah, and he makes sure it's someone we don't know.
Yeah.
And then we get a screenshot of their apartment and something from the interview from them, of who they are, what are they scared of, what kind of noises are in the house. And then we tell a little story, usually a 15-minute story that we just narrate. We don't act hardly anything. We have moments of acting, just moments, and then just to the narration level.
Right.
So it's all writing, directing without acting. And this year we're doing it, these stories in someone's house, inspired by the Twilight Zone as well. So we're trying to make each one a twist on reality, something unexplainable.
Cool.
It's really fun.
Serious.
It's fun.
Serious.
It's serious fun.
Serious fun. And we have a green screen too, so we go over and we are suddenly in the apartment and we can kind of point to things or have a more
They're
artistic moment.
technologically advanced more than we are. Like, Isbaz can only look up to them.
Jacob,
Yes.
you are between two lovers, and so here comes the love question.
Mm-hmm.
What happened the first time somebody did something with you in bed that you just did not expect?
I went with it and was rewarded for my bravery.
What was it?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, well, that was the whole thing.
No.
Okay. But you went with it.
I
Was
think
it
you have
weird
no
for
other
you?
choice.
There's Catholics watching this. I can't describe.
Was it weird for you?
Um,
Were you freaked?
I wasn't freaked. It was like, oh, okay.
Question.
Okay.
Did you ever do that again?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Were there things...
With the
that-
same person
wait,
or with someone else?
Yes.
Were there things that you've been surprised by in bed or in a sexual situation,
Context.
right? Sexual context. Been surprised by something in a sexual context and decided on the spot, I'm never going to do that again.
No, not really.
You liked it all.
You never met a
nothing's-
sex act
nothing's
you
been-
didn't like.
Nothing's been too crazy. Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, Jesus.
Jacob's staying with me.
Help me.
We're gonna.
I need a place to
No,
stay.
you're in a sandwich.
You're between two lovers, Jacob. There is no escape.
This show is canceled.
All right, we're gonna back off of that for now for a little bit, and we'll get back to it. So it's all about Christmas, apparently, or it should be about something. And apparently, this time around, it's about Christmas. Xmas. Xmas. Oh, by the way, we've got a great Trinkspruch here.
Oh, good.
Santé, bonheur et bonne humeur.
Santé,
So
bonheur,
good
et
times
bon
and good
humeur.
humor.
It's a very good one. We also got arriba abajo al centro y pa dentro,
Arriba al bayo, el centro de pedento.
which means congratulations to your bathroom. It's in the center of your dentist.
He knows
Arriba
Spanish. He can speak
abajo
Spanish.
al centro y pa dentro.
Yep.
Yeah, I always say that.
Right
Like
in the
every
center
Christmas.
of your dentist.
It's in the
And
center of your
Center
dentist.
of my dentist.
Arriba.
Yeah, I like that
Arriba,
guy.
centro
Cheers.
dentro.
Centro dentro.
Centro dentro, yeah.
Centro y pa dentro.
Il baio.
In any case, Christmas. We're talking about Christmas. Now, you come from Canada.
I do.
Does Canada celebrate Christmas on the same day as everybody else?
It's in October.
It's in October.
It's based on
now
the
that's-
harvest.
Because you're
Right.
socialists, right?
It's colder, and it's too cold in December.
Is that
Everyone
because of
winter
the of being
sleep.
still being a colony?
Yeah, it's the Queen's. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Queen's Christmas.
It's the Queen's Christmas. I see.
I just know for me, it was the 25th is when you open your presents.
Right.
You know, you sleep in as a kid on the 24th, and you wake up too early.
What
and your
meal did
parents,
Mom make every Christmas?
like for dinner? Well,
Every Christmas.
but we realized that turkey is not as good as chicken.
No
the way she
way.
makes chicken.
Chicken's way better.
Chicken's way better. And
Duck.
she would make. We never had duck. We weren't duck people.
No.
It wasn't part of
You're
our...
not a duck
wasn't-
person.
Where'd you
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
duck?
He's from
we don't like
Canada.
a duck.
He's from-
because,
he's from-
I never saw
yeah,
duck
come
on a
on.
menu till I came to
It's
Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they don't
what is
have
that?
that
Maybe
in Alberta.
in the Chinese
It's for a
restaurants.
petting zoo. It's not for eating.
It's for making friends with.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, our little tradition in our family was to open one present on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
And every year my mom denied this. No, that's not our tradition. I was like, yes, Mom.
Her tradition was to argue with you
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Our
So we
tradition
had
was
to
have a
convince her
big
every
fat
year to
fight.
let us open one present.
Right. And then she always just kind of acquiesced at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was Connie was playing the long game.
She's
on
playing
you
the long
guys.
game.
She was totally playing the long game.
I'll tell you who was another story from Christmas that I think I told you the other day. My brother, my older brother, 7 years older than I, would get presents from the Green Hornet. It was just signed to David from the Green Hornet, and it was something really cool, like a Betamax video machine, or like a stereo,
Yeah.
stuff like this. And we were
But the
like,
Green Hornet was a comic book figure. I mean,
yeah,
how-
he was from like comics and TV, and
Yeah.
the Green Hornet. And we couldn't figure out who was giving our brother these presents. And we thought, is the guy across the street a friend of ours? Is it Dad? No, Dad's in another city. Dad would totally claim that he did this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so for years this happened. My brother would get great presents. And then it wasn't until I was an adult, ashamedly, that I was talking with my sister about it, and she said, oh, that was himself. That was David just buying himself what he wanted and signing the Green Hornet and then pretending, oh, who's this? What's this?
brilliant.
It's
I love
exactly
that.
what I want, and no one
like
else can
that.
touch it.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
Just get yourself what you want.
Get yourself
Love what
a
you
merry little
want.
Christmas. Yeah, and then when I talked to him right after that, I was like, you bastard. And he's like,
Yeah.
We used to celebrate 1 year on the 24th, like the present opening. Because
Oh, you mean 1 year on the 24th, the
because
next
my,
year,
my
25th?
mom's Protestant and my dad's Catholic. So it was 1 year on the 24th, 1 year on the 25th.
Okay.
And
Right.
Just like alternate.
And you could keep track.
No, I think at some point it was like, whatever, free
Midnight.
for all. Just
I
go
remember, because I grew up with my mom and my three sisters for the most part. But when they were younger, my parents were still together. All the girls would come into my room on Christmas Eve, and we would all be asleep in the bed, but they would just be bouncing off the walls with energy and anticipation. And it would start around 1 o'clock in the morning, calling out to Mom and Dad, can we go down yet? Has Santa Claus come? And my parents, no, go back to sleep. And then 2
We've
o'clock.
drunk all the champagne.
Can we go
Can we come
down
down
now? No, go back to sleep. And then 4 o'clock. Usually around 5 o'clock in the morning.
You kids, go to bed!
Oh, so at some point, Donna would acquiesce, and
Yeah.
then we had to wait, and then we would go downstairs, and then it would be the flurry of, ripping everything open, checking it all out, and then eventually breakfast would come around. And then after breakfast, we were always allowed to go to our stockings, and we had stockings that were by the chimney, and we would take and open up our stockings, and in our stockings was always like fruit and toothpaste.
Yeah,
Which
practical.
was strategy because we had eaten breakfast and now we have to go brush our teeth and get ready because then it's time to go and do shit.
Our thing was that we would all be ready to open the presents, ready, and Mom would just be, I'm going to have my breakfast first.
Oh,
She's just making her coffee.
long game, man. Telling you, long game.
Sit.
Yeah.
Took forever.
Time goes slow.
Yeah.
Time can go very slow.
Yeah,
like
watching
super
water
slow.
boil.
Yeah.
Watching that pot.
Just
How's that coffee, Mom? Not ready.
it's like the longer you
Little
watch it, the
Baileys.
slower it's gonna go.
Yeah. How old were you when you found out about SC?
I was today years old when I found out Santa wasn't real because of what Kathy said.
Kathy, you've ruined his childhood.
No, I don't remember for me, but when Lily was my daughter, she was, I don't know, seven or eight.
Yeah.
Did the thing where the Christkind came, and then you open the window and you say, "Thank you, Christkind." And so she was at the window and saying, "Thank you, Christkind." And then Trixie kind of hit a bell, like, ling-a-ling-a-ling, like, "Oh, he says thank you." And then Lily looked back, whoa, and saw it, and she said, "Aha! there is no Santa Claus. You guys are Santa Claus. And she went right away. So there's no Tooth Fairy?
Boom.
So there's no Easter Bunny?
Boom.
Just like boom,
Yeah,
boom,
but
boom, all
that
the
girl's
way.
got a mind like a bear trap.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
she's really sharp. You were
Yeah.
13, excuse me?
Yeah,
It was Ireland.
Ireland.
It was Ireland.
Yeah.
Your daughter
No, I
grew
just,
up in a liberal
I just
household.
wanted the presents, you know. I mean, I knew there was no Santa Claus, but I wanted the presents.
Ah, so you're playing the game anyway.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
What do I know? Oh, I hope I get presents.
Yeah.
Don't break my heart.
I don't remember ever finding out about Santa Claus, but I do remember the Tooth Fairy. And I was like 10, 11 maybe, and we were at my mom's best friend's house in Connecticut. We'd gone to visit. It was probably while my mom was getting a divorce. And so there were probably pressures that I didn't understand. But I remember we were sleeping at her friend's house, and I was in a sleeping bag at the end of a hallway. And the hallway was lit from the kitchen at the other end. And so it was dark on my end, and there was this
Twilight Zone.
shaft of
Really
light.
good stuff.
And I remember I had lost a tooth that day. And so I was to put it under my pillow for the Tooth Fairy. But as I was falling asleep, my mom and Sam, that was Samantha, my Aunt Sam, who was my mom's best friend, they were talking. And I remember hearing Sam, asking, well, do you put a quarter? Do you guys do $1? We should do something. And my mom
We don't
saying,
want to, put too much or too little. We don't want
well,
to,
I think they were just talking about what they were talking about. And I just remember being so sad.
Oh, no.
And so hurt. Not
Donna.
And hold on. And this was the thing.
your
And
mouth shut.
it wasn't because about finding about the Tooth Fairy. I think I kind of knew that, but it was more about
Loss of
understanding that my mom could lie to me,
Yeah.
Donna.
and understanding that, and probably whatever else my mind is blocked out through their divorce and bullshit.
I have a
but-
practical question for you.
Yeah.
If you put the tooth under your pillow,
Yeah.
where did the cash go?
in the morning, it was under your pillow
Instead of the tooth.
instead of the tooth. So the
Right.
Tooth Fairy
Okay.
comes
Yeah,
and takes
so
your
what-
tooth and
we
puts.
put the tooth in our slippers,
Oh, okay.
and then the cash was in your slipper the next day.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Okay.
It's kind of gross, but I think it's way more practical than moving the kid
Yeah.
and getting the money underneath that pillow.
And when they're old
Yeah,
enough,
but
they're
it's
pretending to be
it's a
asleep.
fairy. You don't feel that shit. Fairies are
Yeah.
very.
They got a light touch.
So,
They got a light touch.
so I remember waking up when my mom was doing the tooth fairy
Oh, yeah? But in the shoe.
in the shoe. Yeah. She came in the early morning. I was like, and she was like, we both kind of had this moment. We looked at each other and we were like, let's just
We're not going to talk about this ever again.
let this pass.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I had another Christmas thing that was enlightening for me is that we used to get phone calls from Santa Claus on Christmas
calls
Day.
from
Yeah,
the-
after we'd
wow.
open the presents, the phone would ring, and we'd be like, "It might be Santa," and we go and I talk to Santa Claus, and he'd be like, "Oh, so you enjoyed that GI Joe action set?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he knew what I got. And
Oh
it
my
was all this.
God. Yeah.
And then that memory was buried for
Right.
a long time. And then when I was a young adult, I had occasion to talk to my dad's old friend, Gerald Clark, who was a sound engineer in TV. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Gerald, how you?"
Same voice.
Oh, my God, you were Santa Claus. I was like, "Oh, my God, you got me." How are you, Jacob? I know that voice.
I got a chance to do that recently, last year, for a kid who lives next door to the parents of my girlfriend. And this kid is like 9 and just on the edge of not believing in Santa anymore. But the parents gave me like a whole thing of like all the stuff, like what he did well during the year, what he was not doing well, stuff that I could, and it was amazing. I get in there and I'm dressed as Father Christmas with the long robe, and I've got the belly, and I've got the switch, and I've got the bag full of presents, and I've got this terrible American accent, and I'm speaking German to this kid. But I think it was the accent that kind of kicked him, and
Yeah.
he was like hypnotized.
He's a foreigner.
He's a foreigner.
And
He's from the
every-
North
he
Pole.
must be, yeah, because why would Chris? I mean, come on, it's obvious. This. Okay, he just did
He
not.
was Turkish
He wasn't
originally,
sure.
wasn't
But then what
That's an
was
informed kid.
then the whole family was there, and they were all looking over and laughing and watching, but they didn't know that I was coming either. They were all expecting my girlfriend's dad, the neighbor, who was their neighbor, has been doing it for years, and I go in, and so they're all a little freaked out too, because they're all
I
like,
just think you're some creep in a costume.
yeah. Who is this
They're like,
dude?
what's with the accent?
But the kid, he was so sweet. He almost came to tears when he was, because I said, and you know what you did that was
Oh,
the
no.
problem with this thing. And it was all written there, that he had done this bad thing with his buddy. And I said, and you know what you did? And he was like, yes, I know exactly what it was. And it was just so, and then I came back with the dramaturgy of, but you've been doing this, and you've been doing this, and this is awesome. And he was like, and are you going to promise to keep doing it? Yes, I am going to.
That was you? That kid was me.
I will be your therapist. You will need 30 years of therapy.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool, that's another way that Christmas has changed, because when you're a kid and you believe in all that shit, that theater is so wonderful. And I don't,
It is
it's
theater,
lies you
yeah.
tell to children. It's okay.
Lies to children.
Lies to
That's
children.
what the
Yeah,
season's all
let's
about.
keep lying to the children.
Yeah.
Keep
Until
it
they
going.
figure it out and then just say, yeah, well, it was your
Yeah,
uncle.
well, You're going to do it to your
was
kids
Gerald.
too. Yeah.
Pavlov's dog says, I don't remember about finding
Gerald.
out, but
Gerald,
I was
Gerald,
still
Gerald,
young,
Gerald.
about 9 or 10, when I was playing Santa Claus for my parents with a camel stuffed animal dressed up as a reindeer.
I have a question for you guys. What was the first
Camels are always
present you
funny.
ever gave your parents for Christmas?
Ooh.
And how old, how
Do you
old
mean
were
outside of lasting debt?
You? Yes, I do mean outside of lasting debt.
Sorry, Mom. What was the first? I mean, no, I don't. Oh, shit. I mean, as a kid, you make presents all the time. I don't remember.
Do you?
My first present. was-
I'm sure I went to the local drugstore, which was also like they had little knickknacks and tchotchkes and
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm sure they were in bad taste, and it was like the cheapest perfume or something that I
I
could
remember
get.
the first present I ever gave my dad.
This is the thing. He asked the question because he
Yeah,
wanted
Yeah,
to tell his
because
story.
I've just thought of this,
yeah.
this moment.
please.
Right?
What was it?
For the first couple of Christmases, when we started giving our parents presents, we'd take something that was already theirs, wrap it up, and give it to them.
I love that your parents let you guys do this, because it saved them money. It's
We
like
had no
giving
money.
a kid a box.
We were kids. We had no money.
Yeah, just give them the damn
so
box.
funny.
They'll play with that box forever.
And I don't remember what
box of cornflakes.
I don't
that I
remember
bought
what my
you.
mom got for the first time. I do remember my dad got a pipe cleaner.
You wrapped the pipe cleaner?
There was
a single pipe cleaner?
that metal pipe cleaner that's got
Yeah.
the tamper and the little cleaning
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Like 3 little metal gadgets on a pocket
When
knife.
you were a kid, your dad smoked a pipe?
Yeah.
That's some ballsy shit. I mean, like, how many, I mean, when you were this age, your dad was in his mid-30s, right?
Early 30s.
Early 30s. How many dudes in their early 30s do you know that smoke a
He was a
pipe?
hipster before it was cool.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad was
That's
rocking
like
a pipe in his early 30s.
that's a
a
meta
ballsy
hipster.
move.
It's a meta hipster, the levels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My grandfather smoked a pipe. He was a doctor, and he had a little divot in his lip
Yeah.
that when he closed his mouth, there was always a little hole there.
Yeah, because the pipe had been there all the
Because
time.
then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
realized one day I saw him put the pipe right in that hole, and I was like, oh my God, after 70 years of him having a pipe. So whenever he just had his mouth closed, there was a little divot.
Yeah,
Oh, your kids are great.
yeah, yeah, totally.
What's the chat say?
The chat is on there. We got another toast, which is nicht lang schnacken, Kopf in Nacken.
Nicht lang schlappen, kocken, knappen.
Nicht lang schlampen, Kocken, Klacken.
That sounds like
It's
a...
Dutch, isn't it?
Nurken in the Kirk.
Nurken in the Kirken.
Nurken in the
Just
Kirk.
keep sucking that thing. And
Keep sucking.
What?
Merry
I
Christmas.
don't know. They're getting drunk, Kathy. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of getting drunk,
Your phone's ringing backstage.
whose phone is ringing backstage?
think it's my phone?
Yeah.
I don't think it's my phone.
I don't think I have that ringtone anymore. Sounds like somebody else's ringtone, but it did give me a
Riveting broadcasts.
Yeah. Michael, I haven't asked you yet. What was the meal that your mom made every Christmas?
I don't remember. It was always something different.
Okay. 'Cause of the
Never
24th,
turkey
25th
because
thing,
she
24th,
hated turkey. It
25th.
was like a dry bird that tasted like nothing. So we
hard to
never
make
had
it work,
turkey.
yeah.
We had duck. We had chicken. We had pork, pork roast for Christmas.
Yeah.
I
We
think
always
had
had
curry a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had always had beef stroganoff for Christmas Eve
It's like
dinner.
saucy.
It's like
cut in-
it's like
cut
it's
in
like
bits.
beef Wellington, you know, and
Creamy,
cut up in like in a slow cooking kind of thing with like a creamy mushroomy
Yeah,
sauce.
creamy mushroomy sauce.
You know, and you put that on some noodles or spätzle or something like that. And
I'm sure you didn't call them spätzle back then.
Well, this is the weird thing because my mom's side of the family is German, abstammend.
What
So
is the name?
my mom's maiden name is Buscher, B-U-S-C-H-E-R.
She's German. She's
Yeah,
German.
That's
totally,
German.
totally
That's
German.
That means someone who bushes.
Yeah, the Buscher.
Maybe it's someone who pushes.
Bush him over the edge.
Push them over the edge. Yeah, push them over
The
the edge.
Buscher man.
Is that pusher,
I'm
man?
I'm your Buscher man. Yeah, and so my mom was called Buscher, and so my mom would make spätzle sometime because you know she's from Pennsylvania, and then you have the whole Pennsylvania Dutch thing and all that stuff, and so they had spätzle was a thing, but I had no other connection really except for the spätzle, which I remember my dad taking us out fishing one time, and we used spätzle instead of worms. It was just my dad getting drunk on the side of water
I have a question.
while I hung out.
Like, was she really German? German stock or Swiss German stock or Austrian German? Because spätzle is very
I don't know.
specific.
Donna might be out there. I think something around the Black Forest that she's done some
It's
genealogy.
like it's got to be South German because
Yeah.
spätzle would not be like North or Middle
I
German.
agree with that, but I don't know where the spätzles
She
come
was a
from. And then-
feral child that they found. In the
Ah,
years
yeah.
after
Yeah.
years being
It's
alone.
like she had spätzle in
Yeah.
her pocket.
Yeah.
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 She answered, von Ortmann and Kuch. I don't know what those words mean.
Von
Mom.
Ortmann and Kuch.
Von Ortmann and Kuch.
It's that Vorarlberger.
So those must be family
Noodle
names that
family.
are connected to Buscher. Von Ortmann and Kuch.
Or are they villages?
Or maybe they're villages. But you wouldn't have a village called von Ortmann.
I would.
You would have a village called von Ortmann?
Yep.
What would you put in that village?
Ortmann,
Yeah? How would you organize them?
organizationally.
Okay. You would organize your Ortmann in your town called von
Talk to the
Ortmann?
ombudsman.
You'd be the
ombudsman.
ombudsman in the in the Ortmann?
I'd be the Burgermeister.
Schwaben.
your-
Meisterburger.
In your von
Pavlov's
Ortmann's-
dog says von Ortmann and Kuch are in Schwaben.
Thank you.
There
Thank
you
you,
are.
Pavlov's dog.
Finally, settling the debate.
I don't know if we'll get to the bottom of this and my half-German roots tonight, but it's been lovely having
Quarter
you,
German.
Jacob.
I'll play myself out.
Quarter German.
Von Ortmann, what?
Quarter
You're a
German.
quarter German.
Perhaps. We'll find out.
Yes. Next week. No,
Not
next
next
is
week.
Baz. We're going to be talking about math.
We're going to figure out next week. We're gonna let you know what happens next week. But before we go, it's Jacob Bannigan, ladies and gentlemen.
And he plays himself out. Yes, excellent slow clap from Matthias. It's been a rip-roaring show. My God, what a way to end the year.
It's been an amazing year. We don't know if we're going to show up next week or
not.
the week
No,
after.
no,
We're
next
definitely
week-
not going to be
next week's
around next
Christmas.
week. And the week after that, maybe. So let's just pretend next week is just for all of us. We'll all go somewhere between the years and, you know, do that thing where,
Go hide under that rock and do your own Xmas thing.
yeah, create your own holiday.
It's like,
That would be awesome. And then we'll stay in touch somehow.
yeah.
We'll find a way to stay in touch somehow.
We'll mail you.
We'll do something. You'll figure it out.
That's it.
Watch the skies.
And on the first or second Thursday in January, we'll be back with more entertainment
Yes.
and live music and
If you
dancing
have-
girls.
If you
from now
have
on.
or haven't had the chance, please watch our show Ready Steady Snow with the English Lovers.
It's way better than this.
Um,
Way better than this.
but we might take this time off to reevaluate.
Up our game a little bit.
Up our game a little bit. I mean, our game is pretty upped.
I can meet you for rehearsals. Maybe we can take some pointers from Jacob.
Okay, let's plan something for between the years and then.
Between the years,
And
that's
then
right.
cancel it.
I'll call you up and cancel.
I love it. Michael, I think this has been the best. It should be about something.
We've got live
ever.
music. It is the best.
It's the best one.
We've got 2 musicians now.
A big thank you to Michi and Matthias.
The M&Ms.
Thank you, the M&Ms.
Who have
Thank
their
you
own
so
slow
very
clap.
much. A huge thank you to everyone from It Should Be About Something Land.
Touch the screen
Verena
now.
and Pavlov's dog and Donna and Philly Girl and Christina. Everybody that showed up tonight. Thank you
Touching
so
the
very
screen.
much. Engelbert Humperdinck, everybody. Engelbert Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Good
Merry
night.
Xmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Take us out, Mickey.